Everyone in this town has been exactly where you are right now. There are things you need to know about where you are. This is gonna be the worst night of your life. Do you believe in monsters?
What is up? What is going on, people? Welcome back. We are here. Yes, another episode of From. We have finally reached episode 10 of season 1, and this one is going to be a doozy. Got a few people in the house tonight. First off, Nikisha, tell the people where they can find you. Let them know about your channel, please. You're muted.
I know. I kept pressing the button. It didn't want to work. I'm sorry. You can find me on YouTube under my name. It's very complicated.
That's a rookie mistake, guys, but it'll get better longer she does it. You know what I mean? Rookie mistake. I get it. Brian, where can they find you, sir?
Hey, you know, I'm 1/3 of Spoiler King. You see me on Mondays and Thursdays, 9:30 till late till we go to sleep. And on Saturday, we've been breaking down Severance, which I cannot wait to do. I can't wait to Thursday because we're going to talk about Paradise. I can't wait to Daredevil. All these shows. It's premium TV season, guys. Premium TV.
Yeah, I'm kind of iffy about the Daredevil. We'll see what happens tonight. That's right, guys. After this, we are going to be doing the Daredevil watch party. They're doing 2 episodes tonight, so we're definitely going to watch that. So that should be very interesting. The link is already up there, and the link to watch it with us is there too. So make sure you pop in for that, which will be very, very interesting. And it's funny. It's good that you brought it up too. You said the Severance thing because, man, that stream was so damn long, I couldn't even address some of the issues that I had. So I'm gonna address one of them right now. All right. So when we were talking about shit, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so when we were talking about the guy asking the question about, oh, do you feel a certain way from certain rooms? I said that was stupid, right? It was a stupid question because she's severed, so she's not gonna feel it. But then someone in the comments, I'm not gonna say no names, but someone in the comments was like, well, pain is a feeling too. And I was like, yes, I know pain is a feeling too, but it's different than emotion, right? It's a totally different feeling than emotion. So it's obviously that, yes, you're still gonna feel pain like hours after it, but the emotion part, she's not gonna feel it. My example of that is Mark, because Mark, when he's in his innie world, he's madly in love with Hela. But then when he's seen Helena he had no feelings for her. So why would she be able to remember the feelings that she had for the dude? That was my question. So
see, here's the problem though with all that, because even in the scene where you talk about Mark and Helena, you know, in the diner, right? She still did. He had something about it made him feel a certain way. He was like, something's not right. He's like, I feel like I actually know you. He stood up and then he looked at her and he was like staring, like, what is it? There's something that's called a sixth sense that you understand that there's some type of connection, something you feel. So that's why he was asking her, how did each room feel? Because first of all, I think he's sexually assaulting her, right? But he has feelings for her. So he wants to know that if that connection gets past the severance wall. And I think actually these feelings will get back past the severance wall. Feelings do work that way.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. What up, Terrence? How you doing? What up? I am 24P. Thank you for coming. We're talking about From. We're having a little sub discussion here first, right? So yes, 100%. But when he looked at her, he wasn't looking at her because he felt something. She was standing there giving him a googly eyes. He didn't know why she was giving him the googly eyes. So it's not that he felt anything.
No, he ran off because he felt something too, and that's what he was like. He couldn't explain it. He couldn't
because it was weird. It was weird. Like why the hell
no guy's scared. No guy's scared. He's feeling something, and that's why the guy's trying to ask, did she feel something too? In each room make her feel it differently.
Now, if you want to say it was in the beginning stages, and we don't know that yet, but if you want to say it was in the beginning stages where they were testing out everything to see how it worked, then yes, I will give you that. But at the end of the day, it was weird to him, especially the fact that he's trying to figure out if his wife is alive, knowing, you know, she's the leader of Lumen. That's why it was weird for him. It's not because it was like, oh my God, there's a feeling here that I feel for it. You can see the way he was talking to her. It was like an attitude type of way.
There's other examples of the feelings beyond the severance. So between Bert and Irving, there's multiple examples of you have this feeling that you kind of know something is going on and you feel that way with them.
But we don't know if Irving was reintegrated yet. So that's why he may have those feelings as well. Bert didn't really have feelings. Bert was fucking following him because he was fucking watching Bert.
You don't know that.
But that's
why did he invite him into the house? I think Bert has a lot more to do with it. I think we're going to find out towards the end of the season.
He probably does.
Yeah, he does a lot more. And there is a connection.
What did you want to say, Nikisha?
Thank you. I have a question first, a couple of things to say, but my first question is, where is Gemma, Miss Casey? What part of the Lumen building is she located at? Do you remember?
In the basement.
No, yes, but it's a name for
that dark room. Oh, I don't remember the name. I don't know. I don't remember
the testing floor.
It's a testing floor. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor is testing Gemma to find out if she remembers. It's really not as complicated as you are trying to make it. He's asking her the questions to see if she remembers or not. It's really that simple.
So yes, if that's what he's asking for, fine, to see if she remembers. But he was implying that this room, you have a feeling towards me. Do you remember that? Why don't you remember that? That's what he sounded like he was implying. It wasn't like a question to where like, oh, do you feel this? Do you feel that? No, it was like, come on, there's a connection, baby. You feel it. Come on, baby, you feel it. That's the creepy type of shit he was doing.
He is creepy. But also the fact that the powers that be are the powers that be are saying there's no way that you can reintegrate because they already know severance is not a perfect science. That they're hiding that fact. That's the biggest point about the whole thing. They're trying to hide the fact that there is seepage through. There is things that you don't realize with reintegration that happens. So I think they're trying to hide all this stuff. But also want to show off this thing since we're talking about it. I got my Lumen macro data refinement orientation booklet. It came in.
So
I will know more about this whole thing and how all the numbers work.
Yes, I remember when I was in a testing room, for some reason, I had something called a cold. I got you. First off, let me say, everybody, thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Carla's in the house. PM is in the house. Thank you, guys. Terrence is here as well. Huddle is in the house as well. Thank you guys for popping up. We are here to discuss the final episode of From. We will discuss more of this when we get to the actual severance screen.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I just
Go ahead.
got back and I didn't hear anything that y'all was saying for like the last minute. Can you recap really quick? Because then I'm going to leave.
Well, just real quick, I think the fact that, we remember when at the beginning they're saying there's no way to reintegrate. It's because they know that there is some reintegration possible, that they believe that they're saying they're trying to hide that fact. And that's why it's so important for them to go grab the chip and things like that. So they know there's seepage through. They're trying to pretend like there's not. So they're trying to tell everybody there's not, but there is seepage through. And certain people feelings are the things that kind of seep through. That's what I'm telling you, that feelings seep through. And we're going to see that towards maybe season 3. Watch.
Yeah. Feelings seep through. Memories can seep through. In the dreams, Irv, the first season had the black goo from the painting. Like all the signs are there.
We will see. I still say it was a stupid question, and I'm standing by that. But yeah, absolutely, 100%. And if you want to stay for the From, you can as well, because we are going to get into this final episode, which was a really good one. I enjoyed it, and then rewatching it again, I enjoyed it. And then Brian brought this to my attention, this little picture there on the wall. Brian, explain what you thought about when you seen that picture.
So the first time I saw it, I thought there were 2 little boys, right? Because I was thinking, oh, there's twins. There's 2 little boys. We've been talking about twins the entire time. Then I realized really that this was like a twin boy and a twin girl, like Raggedy Ann and I think it takes a boy and a girl to be able to beat this thing. I think that's what's really going on. I think it has something to do with brothers and sisters are the ones that are going to be able, the ones that can kind of fight through a lot of this stuff. So I don't know what exactly how this is going to work with this, but I look at it and I'm like, wow, look at this. You can see this. I mean, they don't show anything for happenstance. Nothing is not on purpose. So I think that has something to do with how you get out of here.
Absolutely. I am 24 said, yeah, we were doing a Paradise Roundtable on Sunday, so that will be interesting. Make sure to check that out as well. And if you get a chance to catch up on From, you'll enjoy it. So when you brought that picture to my attention, I was like, I've seen this picture before. Yeah. Now, I don't, for whatever reason, I don't remember seeing it in other intros. So I don't know if it was in the other intros and we just missed it, but I did a reverse Google search on it and boom, I found the picture. So this is the picture here. And it's basically, they are, hold on, let me find the link. There we go. The next picture. So they're Vincent, Goldbell, Hamel, Stormy Weather, Boy and Girls Under Umbrella. So I was like, what the hell is that? And then I found this picture again too. So basically what they are is some kind of a German thing. Now, I don't know how that pertains to From, but
they don't show it for no reason. There's a reason that this is being 100%, shown.
100%. I agree.
And I almost wonder if it's really like Julie and Ethan working together is the way to get through this.
The boy and girl under one umbrella.
Focusing, that's the way that they can get through the storm. It takes both Julie and Ethan to get through it.
That's definitely interesting. Oh, I'm definitely want to be there for Paradise. Oh, make sure you pop in, man. It's definitely going to be a good one. Nikisha, what are your thoughts on the picture? You're muted again.
Yeah.
All right, I guess she's having technical issues right now. Said I haven't seen the last 2 episodes of Paradise yet. Do I need to watch them before we meet up? Yes, you do.
Because we're ruin it all.
We are doing the whole season, and episode 7 is the best episode of the series. Episode 8 was really good too, as well. I really enjoyed it, but episode 7 is the best one. So yeah, well, I guess I'll get her thoughts when she comes back. Go ahead.
Even a more thing, so like when we talked about a brother and sister that could have gotten through, Victor, Eloise could have done that too. The kids together could have been that. What if this is just Victor and Eloise when they're kids?
Oh, 100%. Because if we say, like we've always said, is we think that. Says sorry, my audio keeps going out. That's no problem. No problem. Whatever. It's okay. I stayed with Paradise because you guys said it was so good, so good. The last episode, I was crying. Yeah, it is really good. Okay, Brian, let me know because I will be involved in that. Thank you. Cool.
Okay, got you, B.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So you were saying, Brian?
So no, I was just thinking Victor and Eloise, that could have been what was the ages that match up more. That could be worked a little bit with their their journey. This is what it takes. Maybe that's the whole foundation. If you have the brother and sister working together, maybe you can get through all this stuff. So I just feel like that has something to do with it.
It kind of makes sense because the first 2 brothers and sister, which was Victor and Eloise, they didn't work together. They didn't get that far. So they weren't able to do it. But if you really think on it, then there's definitely a possibility that
but they did though, because Eloise, all those drawings we thought were Victor's, half of them are Eloise's.
Yeah, I know. But did they do them together, or did she do one
she
and then
ran off
the other?
And they couldn't stay together, and that was probably part of the problem. Them not staying together, fighting this together. Now we got Julie and Ethan going through the same thing. Julie can't do anything without Ethan telling her about what's really going on. What's the story part?
I got you. It makes sense. It definitely does. And I guess we're going to find out a little bit more about, those two coming in the future. But did you find anything that you thought was interesting in this episode?
This entire episode, every little thing, the idea that they were moved in the tent was crazy, right? Hearing the horns, right? So if you're hearing a ship on sea, we didn't know it at the time that's what it is, but hearing those things, so there's water there, right? There should be a better definition of where they are.
Yeah.
If you have a lighthouse, you have all those things, and then the spotlight on the lighthouse, it doesn't just turn on. There's no like an alarm clock. Someone had to be turning that on.
Man, what if that picture, right? Like I was thinking, what if they're somewhere in Germany?
It could be.
You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, we don't really know where Fromville is located. And even though they all take this highway to get there, they end up in a spot where no one can get there unless you're, you know what I mean? And it would kind of make sense that people wouldn't be able to find it, kind of like the island in Lost. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that it moves or anything like that, but it's hard to find because it's not really there in America.
Well, the reason I didn't think that is because the hotel word was on there. It says hotel. So if it was a different language, I would have said something. But this means to me feel like it's new world, but it has something to do with. It's probably like a nursery rhyme that will tell us a lot if we knew more about nursery rhymes from that age. Because a lot of these shows, these mystery box shows, are from that. So that's kind of where I am with this. Like if the more research we do, we're probably gonna find a nursery rhyme that's going to be exactly what this is. It Hansel and Gretel? Is it having to lead a trail to get back to where you need to go? Is that something that they're going to need to do to get out? Do they need to destroy something? Trick the evil witch or the man in yellow? You gotta trick him, throw him in the oven, push him down the well. What is it? It's going to come back up though.
Absolutely, 100%. Just like, and I'm going a little bit ahead, but just like the cobwebs with the spiders, like there's something else out there that we haven't seen yet. It's not just the man in yellow. I think they're gonna have to deal with a lot of this shit that we've seen in this season before they're even able to get out, right? Because if something, yeah, exactly. Because if something drugged them to the lighthouse, right? That means you can get to the lighthouse without going through a faraway tree.
Exactly.
It's probably that they have to go through that big old spider's fucking nest to get there.
What's so freaky? You see all those spiders coming out and biting them and stuff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that would have drove me up a while too. I'd have went crazy. Can't stand them little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have been shooting a gun.
Can't stand spiders, so trust me on that one. But I definitely agree with you. But there was something else that I noticed in this episode too, right? So they're doing the spiders, and then it's right before. I think it's before. Hold on, right here, where they're talking, right? And she's talking about, hey, I know those guys, and Ethan's first sentence when he was talking the story, he talked about a tower.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
He talked about a tower. We didn't get to the lighthouse until
we had no
this
idea
episode.
About that. Yep.
Right. So could the tower he was talking about have been the lighthouse? And
100%. Would the lighthouse have been there if Ethan never talked about a tower?
So here's the thing, right? Because she says, "Do you need me to tell you a story?" And Ethan says, No, I can tell my own stories.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's huge, Nzo. I think that's going to be something that comes back huge.
Right? So now I'm thinking, because they said it's not purgatory, they said it's not a dream, but could this be something that's maybe not from his mind, but shit that he's manifesting?
And manifesting their fears?
Yes. Right. Not to mention, and I remember watching a video, and I can't remember where the video was. I tried to find it, I couldn't, where they were talking. It was a TikTok video, obviously, so that's why I couldn't find it. But they were talking about saying certain things in this town feel like it's unfinished. And it feels like the reason why it is because from the mind of a child, they wouldn't know certain things. That's why it
So
looks
why
the
does
way
the
it looks.
electricity go into the ground?
Yes,
It works,
yes,
but there's no way to connect it. Yes, I
yes,
agree.
yes.
Yeah,
Because a child that
there's
way
no
doesn't
clue.
know how electricity works. You know what I mean? PM said, does that mean Ethan is making it all up? I honestly, I don't know. I hope that's kind of, I would rather them maybe some of the stuff being a manifestation of what he's thinking instead of it actually being something that's in his mind. You know what I mean? So it's definitely interesting. It could be because before he got there, he was literally telling this story he's been playing exactly when he was in the car, right? When they were first getting there, PM, you were on
and all
point.
those stuff that he
Yes.
talked about all the time. Mhm.
Yes, he talked about it, said, but what about Victor? Because he was there before Ethan was born.
And his fear was that he was never going to see his mother again, and everyone was going to die. And guess what happened?
Everyone died.
Everyone died.
It's funny because you say that, and I'm thinking, I've said this like many times on my streams where I think that Ethan and Victor, they mirror each other, right? Those two families mirror each other. So it's possible that with Victor's drawings, that was his way of telling that story.
That's 100% right. I gotta be right back. I locked the door on accident.
Yeah, no problem. So to me, it's like that could be Victor's way of telling the story with all the pictures, because we did see in the episode before this, Ethan and his mom were sitting at the table and there's a bunch of pictures there. And Ethan says, we got to put the pictures together to be able to tell the story. So that could be Victor's part of the story. And now that Ethan's got there, he is taking over because Victor's story ended where everybody died. I know it's far-fetched. I know it is, but it just could be something there, Could it be that each chosen child manifests the incident in the town? Victor was the first one to manifest it, then Ethan was chosen as the next child to exactly PM. We're on the same page right there. You know what I mean? Now, again, these are just theories that I've just come up with, and I'm like, this could be a possibility. So I don't know if that's where they're going, but man, it feels like they've given us them kind of hints there and we know that Ethan is way more important than we think he is, right? Just like Julie. Julie has now become one of the most important people in this story. And I think Ethan is right there behind her, right? So Julie's the most important person in the story, and then Ethan is number 2. Tabitha and Jade. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it that Ethan is Ethan's telling the story and Julie's the character? Julie's the Criminal. Because remember, the Criminal was a she.
Yes.
We learned that in episode 6 or 5 or 6. That is a she. Is Julie the Criminal? She is the main character, period.
Facts, 100%. Everybody else, all the stuff with Tabitha, with Jade, they have their roles to play. But we're going to find out that Julie is the one who's probably manipulating things by being the story walker and being able to go back in time and not change things, but manipulate them, right? Because
she's going to find out her power. She's going to realize her power and how important it is.
Absolutely, 100%. Because she didn't change what happened to Boyd at the end of this episode. She didn't change that, but she manipulated it by going back and giving him the rope, right?
Yep.
So she's not going to be able to change things. I think Ethan was correct when he said that you can't change it. You're the story walker, but she can manipulate things, and I think she's going to learn that. Do y'all still think that Julie told the kids the story of hope? 100%. Yes. I absolutely think. At first, I thought it was, and
Eloise.
not even Eloise. I always thought it was prime Tabitha. You know what I mean? I thought she was the one that one did it. But now when I really go back and we did these breakdowns and we think about Julie's role, how important it is, somebody had to help little Victor move those and bury those bodies, move those cars. Right? Eloise is still young.
She's still
at
little,
the
so
time.
she wouldn't be able to do that. So it had to be Julie.
It had to be Julie. Yeah, 100%. What else do you guys think Julie has done? Maybe push the tent? Ooh,
I don't think she's strong enough to push the tent.
Neither do I. Maybe she had something to push it with, maybe?
It could be little things like, Boyd was kind of balancing before he fell into that little cave when he found all the talisman. So like it could be that she pushed him, she pushed him in there that he didn't see. It could be a lot of little things that we just don't realize that's essential to the story that Julie did. She realized that this is not going to happen unless I showed him he's not figuring these things out, and she pushes him in, or she does little things that no one notices, throughout the entire story.
100%. And Nikisha said, agreed. That's why Randall taught her how to drive. Exactly. They made a point to show us that she couldn't drive, and Randall taught her how to drive, which would explain how she was able to help move the cars. Absolutely. I think Julie was there when Victor first got those peaches. I think so too. I think Julie was there for a lot of the things that helped Victor survive as a kid. It couldn't have been Eloise because Eloise was a kid as well. So I think Eloise had got lost in time. It's what Julie's going to end up doing. We're going to see a scene where Julie probably meets up with Eloise, and Eloise explains to her how to do certain things.
What if Julie goes back and sees Eloise as a child, but she doesn't have anyone else to explain to her what's actually going on? Julie knows what's going on, and she realizes later that she's lost in time. So after she saves everybody, she's going to walk out. Instead, she goes back in to go find Eloise to pull her out somehow, and that's the way the show ends.
That could definitely be a possibility as well too. Right? Because Eloise, like we said, and I believe that she's a story walker as well. And I think Ethan is just as important as Victor was, right? So that's why I say that they mirror each other. So if Eloise is as important as Julie is, then yeah, maybe Julie realizes maybe I can go back and save her. Or maybe she witnesses Eloise die or something like that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Julie is definitely going to be the one that has to take her place. Julie has to end up stuck alone for a long time because Tabitha told her she would never be alone. Absolutely, 100%. And I think that's where, so in the last episode, we see when Julie gets to where Jim is, Julie says, I think this is the spot, which means that she has been trying to get to that time over and over again. Her hair is different, right? So yeah, I agree with you.
But no one else could tell her where it is because no one else was around.
Right.
So she had to continue to look for it. There wasn't a soul that could try to figure this stuff out. So I agree. I think that's exactly what's going on.
Absolutely. Not only Eloise may have given her the blueprint of how to travel through times and certain spots, right? And that's what she's using to get there. And she finally gets to that spot. But on the way there, she's going to have to help Victor. She's going to have to do all of those things. And whatever, yes, whatever else we think she has done to manipulate, we're going to see her go through that maybe in the next season or the season after. I'm thinking maybe they'll start doing it towards the end of next season, right? Or maybe the season after, because I think maybe next season she'll be starting to learn that she can do it, right? So
I think that's exactly what the whole season next season is going to be about. So this season 3 was about breaking Boyd. Season 4 is going to be about teaching Julie her power, because at the end of season 3, we saw her get through, but not understand how to stop it. And now it's going to be about her learning how all of her power. And it's going to be probably Ethan that's teaching her that. She doesn't he might not even realize he's teaching her that. He's just telling her about the story, and she's figuring it out.
Absolutely. Because we said last week, and we always talked about how we thought maybe Jade was going to be the one that was going to really switch up and be like Christopher again, right? But now at this point, I think we kind of agree that it might be Tabitha who's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Her
I lost
inaction
Jim.
is what starts it.
Yes,
I'm done.
right. Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I lost Jim. I can't lose my kids to this. You know
So the
what
only
I
thing I'm
mean?
going to do is I'm going to try to protect them, and then that's going to be a problem.
Which is
Julie's-
going to cause Julie to say no. You know what I mean? No, you started this. We're gonna finish this, and her mom's gonna be like, no, 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 and Julie's gonna go off and try to do it herself. She's gonna realize that she could probably fix it, and she's gonna try to fix it, and she's gonna get lost for a lot of that season.
Mhm.
I think a lot of Julie's story next season is going to be jumping
Alone.
from time to time. Yeah, alone, 100%,
Mhm.
100%. Now, to say, will Tabitha get back on track? She probably will.
Losing
100%.
Julie might force Tabitha to get back on track because now she only has Ethan and she has to get out.
Yes, absolutely. How do you think Victor got so dirty the night his mom died before he came out of the cave? So, it's a cave. I think it was
Exactly
like,
my thing. It's okay.
like a dirty floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was sleeping on the floor or something like that. Now maybe we find out that he did step out of there to look for Eloise or something like that. But I think it's just that he was like sleeping on the floor and he was dirty.
Exactly. He fell asleep. He was on the floor. And then all of a sudden you see all the dust and stuff.
Yeah. So that's it. She said lost, pun intended. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm sorry, but even when I watch some of these episodes, right, and they start off where they're giving the recap, the music in the recap is the exact same freaking music from Lost. I'm telling you. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring it up the next time. I was gonna do it this week and I forgot, but I want to bring it up next time. I'm gonna bring up an episode of Lost and I'm gonna play that where they're doing the recap, and you're gonna hear the similarities in the music, if not the exact same. And I'm just like, how can I not take some of the stuff that I learned from Lost and apply it to this show?
It here. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's so much in this show that is so much like Lost. The island, the town, you know what I mean? The boy in yellow, the man in white, the man in yellow, the boy in white, Jacob, the smoke monster. So that's why I'm getting to the conclusion that the man in yellow and the boy in white are related some way.
I tell you, I think they're twins. I think they're Cain and Abel, or something to that effect. And their punishment is to stay there. They're stuck there until they can figure out something.
Exactly. And one of them, I guess maybe the boy in white, knows that the man in yellow can't get out, right? Because if I can't leave, he can't leave either, because he's going to destroy this planet, right? He's going to destroy everything that's good and all of that. So they're fighting. The boy in white is fighting to make sure that the man in yellow doesn't get out.
Or you say that's not a boy, and we find out he's an angel. And these two, angels, a fallen angel and an angel that's supposed to stop him. Your job is to stop him, or the older brother and the younger brother, something to that effect. It's a duality, yin and yang. That's what it is.
100%. And I agree with you. That's not a boy. I think he has the image of a boy because it's more of an innocent, trusting. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if some grown-ass man came up to you and said, you'd be like, hey, no. But when you see a little boy, especially when Victor was there, you know what I mean? What's going to be more, trustworthy is going to be a little boy, right? So Victor was able to, hey, I got a little friend, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you.
I can trust him now. Yeah.
I had a bet with myself to see if I brought up Lost, how long of a tangent you would take. Only a minute this time. Nice.
Because it's tangential. So like if the show is tangential, and that's the word that the producers and director actually used, then you can you go on a tangent, but as long as you get back to the show, because the show is the exact same type of mystery box show, and Lost is probably the best ever mystery box show. So
and I watched a video that you sent me of Sterling K. Brown, and I know why you told me to watch it, because he was like, talked about Lost in there. And it
Yep.
was like, Lost, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh yeah, you got good taste, brother. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? There we go. So
I got a
everybody
question for
knows.
you though.
Yeah,
I got
go
a
ahead.
question for you. In this episode, who do you think the other monsters are? Or what do you think the other monsters are?
The other monsters? What do you mean?
Yes, to say that there's things out here that are worse than those monsters. What do you think the things that are out there that are worse than those monsters?
Honestly, bro, I think it's a spider. I think we're getting a giant spider, man. I believe there's a giant spider out there. And I think that's one of the things that are worse out there, other than the man in yellow, right? But yes, I do think there's other things out there, right? Because there's a dog out there, and the dog just shows up out of nowhere, which reminds me of a picture that they showed in this episode. Right, I'm pretty sure we've seen it before. Let me go to the intro, see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go.
Right to that.
Yeah. So one of the pictures they show, yeah, it's probably past it.
How do you feel about American flag is flying?
That's interesting too. It's a ripped up American flag as well,
with 50 stars.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I just came up with the, like, maybe it's part of Germany or some crap like that, but I doubt that's the case. It's just weird that those dolls that they showed were there. You know what I mean?
Which I know it has something to do with it.
Yeah, I believe they have something to do with it as well too, 100%. Because, like you said, they don't show nothing for no reason.
Boy in yellow, a mother, and a
dog, right? So who is that? Is that the man in yellow? Is that the man in yellow with his wife? Is that just a family that's there?
Well, and also at the time, it's talking about, when I was a little boy, I asked my father, what would I be? So you see a boy, a mother, and a dog, and we assume, well, I don't know what people assume that, but I think that's the man in yellow when he was younger.
Me too.
And I think this whole song is about that. The whole first part of the song is about that.
Yeah, yes. I agree with you 100%. It makes total sense, right? Because I know a lot of people, talked about Ethan wearing yellow in a couple of the episodes, or he wore a lot of yellow. I get that. But I think that's just to throw us off, because the man in yellow is the man that's, right now is the most important figure in the show going forward.
And I have a theory of who he is.
Go ahead.
I think he's the first story walker.
Oh, explain.
So I've kind of thought this out a little bit. So there's been story walkers before. We already know we got Julie, we have Eloise. I think before there was another little boy in an iteration before this that was a story walker, and he realized he couldn't change anything. So what did he do? He decided, he was frustrated. He decided to become evil. He was so tired of being stuck in the storyline. So he became evil. Well, he got trapped in that story, right? We just talked about Eloise getting stuck. We just talked about Julie getting stuck somewhere. What if he also was there, and then he finally learned how to do it, and he just realized, I'm going to be the evil thing now. Maybe he's not the one who created it, but he's making it that place, and he's the one keeping it the way it's going.
And you know what? Because, we've talked about, the man in yellow and the original timeline. But when you look at his clothes when he comes in, it's not from that period of time, right? So I think could be.
He has to be a story walker going through a lot of these same timelines too. I can see that. When Martin was in the dungeon, and he's talking about, oh my God, they're on the way back. I think that has something to do with him too. I'm telling you, all this has to go. Oh, man.
What if the dungeon, right? Because someone is chained up in the dungeon there, and he keeps saying he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back, right? What if the dungeon is where they get possessed, and that's where the original man in yellow got possessed? What if that Martin is the original man in yellow before he gets possessed.
That's
You
good.
know what I mean? Because one thing we don't know yet, and I'm assuming that it's the past, but I don't think we know that for sure yet. Where Martin is,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
What
because
what if this one
yeah,
more thing? One more thing. So we talk about the man in yellow, right? And the
mhm.
beginning of story is his story, and then he says one that he has children, right? And his children ask the same thing. What if the man in yellow and the boy in white are father and son?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
And now the story is telling you the entire story of what happened, how it happened. He asked his father, he got stuck in this place, he became the father, and now his son is trying to stop him from doing these same things, and that's why they're in the same cycle over and over again.
Ooh,
But
that's
that's why the boy
good.
in white can't just be out there in the open because he's trying to hide from his father, who's
Ooh,
doing
that's
wrong.
good. That's good. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That makes sense. Because, like I said many times, I think they are some sort of kin. So if they are father and son, ooh, that's interesting. The sins of the father,
Now the son is trying to save him from the sins of the father.
which would align with the story of the kids trying to save Jim,
Yep.
right?
Exactly.
Shit.
Just saying. I think it makes perfect sense. So
Shit. I like that. I really like that. You know, I was thinking brother and sister, but father and son. Ooh, ooh. So now we would just have to figure out
and now
how
we don't
it's.
have to ask about the backstory, right? Because we have the song who tells you the backstory, how this all came about.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm thinking about how the father would have got possessed then, right? And then when did he have his son? Before he became the bad
Probably
guy?
before, and then all of a sudden his father sees it then.
Interesting. And the mother is the spider. Ooh,
That would be really interesting too.
ooh, that is interesting. Damn, you guys are cooking tonight, boy. Ooh, I like that. I like it a lot. You know what I mean? Now, again, we could be right, or we could be going for strings, but sooner or later, something we said in one of these streams is going to be right.
It's
You
been
know what I
happening.
mean?
I'm
You
just
know what
saying
I mean?
it's been happening. So why not go with it?
Yeah, 100%. They've been giving us clues left and right about certain things. We just got to put it together. And that's why we're here. We're trying to put it all together to see if we can come up with the end of the story before they put it out there,
Well, more than anything, they tell us like we've told you the entire story. They said we've told you the entire story. You just don't know or recognize it yet. You don't know
Yeah.
what's actually going on. This is just the
Yeah.
beginning, and at the end of the beginning has now ended, and now you're going to start
Mhm.
to get the beginning of the end. So
Yeah.
like they've already told us that they told us the story. So I'm just saying, how do we recognize what the story really is? This is another interpretation of a way that we could figure out what's going on.
Absolutely. The point is not to always be right, it's to have fun and theorize. Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's why I love this show, is because we get to do that. We get to theorize, right? Yeah, we ain't. I would like to be right on some things, though. I ain't gonna lie. Be like, yeah, I called that, like Nikisha brought to my attention that I brought up time travel before the time travel
Way
episode.
before.
And
Way
I
before.
was like, I just thought about that day, and then to come to find out there was actually some sort of time travel in the show. So I really liked the fact that I got that wrong, but I got a lot of things wrong too. I thought Donna was gonna die at the end of the season, and I was completely wrong about that one. Like there was
No one
even
knew
like
who was going to die. I don't think they know.
facts.
Nikki says, I prefer
Yeah,
to
I
be right.
prefer to be right. Yeah, we know. We know. But what woman doesn't prefer to be right? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Boy in white is trying to stop man in yellow dad and spider mom who traps souls in the big spider tree. He also has the family dog with him as a helper. I love that, because when Boyd gets to that tree, right, who does he see?
And
Hold
who
on.
pushes him?
There we go. I'll go one more. Who does he see? He
His
sees his
wife.
wife.
Oh
right?
my goodness. Mhm.
Who died in the town? His wife, right?
What
So
happens when she touches him?
yes, if that's
Like,
the yes. Oh my God, you guys are cooking. You guys are cooking. But I'm more invested in Severance than from. Yeah, we know. I know being right is nice. Yeah, it is. It is nice to be right at the same time. But again, to your point, is we don't want to be right all the time. I don't want to be able to say, oh yeah, I called this. Oh yeah, that was predictable. You know what I mean? So at the same time, as much as we want certain things to be right, we don't want everything to be right.
exactly.
Oh my God, wife sees it there.
It's all there.
All there. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
All these
Yeah.
things are right in front of our faces. And I bet you if we look at this season finale, season 2 finale, and season 3 finale, it'll all fit together like a glove.
100%. I agree with you. And you're correct. It's all there. Like she's there. And then she touches him, like Brian says, right? And then what happens after she touches him? The spiders come out.
Yep. And all the pain. And he's like, what? And the spiders.
Mm-hmm. Right? Grabs it, pulls away.
All the spiders.
And then the spiders come out.
Yep. What if the spider is a shapeshifter?
Ooh, that would make sense too.
And then you said there's things out there that are way worse than these monsters.
100%. And maybe the wife is even worse than the man in yellow, right? Maybe
it's possible that she only can only be in this part of the forest.
And this is all part of the curse of killing the Akui kids.
I like it. I think it makes sense. It does fit together pretty well.
Absolutely, 100%. You know, she said shape shifting is intriguing. Absolutely, it is intriguing. And that would definitely bring some real crazy-ish to this show. Like, you know what I mean? It would be real crazy. And maybe the spider is the one who's controlling the man in yellow. You know what I mean?
What if you have to get past this point to get to the lighthouse, right? But every person who comes here sees a different person.
Oh yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I 100% because Sarah was there. Sarah didn't see anything.
What do you see? Exactly.
Yeah, Sarah didn't see anything. She was right there with him. She chased him down. She was there. She didn't see nothing, right? So, not to mention the fact that the night before everything moved, she heard the voice. The voice was his wife. Right? And the next thing you know, the fucking tent moves and they wake up and they're here. Right?
Fishing loaves.
Absolutely, 100%. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I think we've come up with a lot of good theories. I'm just gonna go one day and I'm gonna go through all of the videos and I'm gonna take all the theories and put them together in one little video and see if we have a story. You know what I'm saying? Because damn, this is very intriguing.
I like that. I like that idea. I think that it'll add to the story.
Me too, 100%. And like I said, there's still a lot more that we haven't seen. Like I believe 100% that this town, like in Lost, is like a cork for the evil, right? So this is where the evil is being locked in, and once the evil gets out, it's gonna cause chaos around the world. And the evil may not be the man in yellow; it may be the spider. Maybe the man in yellow needs to do what he's doing to get her to go back to her original form. Maybe she was cursed to be in that spider. Maybe the man in yellow and the spider were the original ones who, like, you know, gave everybody the idea to sacrifice their kids. And that's their curse.
We see these pictures, right? We see a mother, a boy, and a dog. You know, all those pictures kind of you see something, right? So I'm just saying, what if the boy that is screaming with all the blackness all around him is not Ethan, it's not Victor, it's the boy in white?
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? This whole story of the opening is about a totally different family we don't know, but we do know them because they're always there.
Facts. I screenshotted my best comments, ideas, so I can brag if I do end up being right. 100%. That's what it's about. The spider can possess the image of the people who have died and whose souls she had trapped. So she is Boyd's wife and Father Catri's operations. 100%, which would make a lot of sense as to why certain people are seeing
See
certain visions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Their souls are 100% trapped there. 100%. That's not even a question to me. Their souls are trapped there. And yes, you're correct. Maybe it is her that's manifesting it.
And even the words that are said,
good,
you know,
guys.
Abby said, Abby said, no, I was wrong. Tell him I was wrong. So she was wrong about the shooting the people and that getting out. She was wrong. And, you know, she says, you know, there's worse things out here. So all those things could be true. Nothing could be a lie. Nothing could be, it could all be true. And this is all what's going on.
100%. Now I got to go back here because we talked about this last week. What's that? What is that in her hand? A spider.
A spider. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You did say that spider. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that the spider's been coming around a lot, especially in this season. So yes, there's something more to those spiders than we have.
And they kept on saying that these pictures, all these pictures are telling a story.
Telling a story. And Ethan says we got to put the story together. And this is probably Victor's part of the story. Victor and Eloise's part of the story. And now, like you said, PM, now that Ethan is there, he's taking over the story. And he's doing it in a different way than Victor did. Victor and Eloise, they were drawing it out, right? He's telling it. Ethan is telling it instead of drawing it out. He's making up his own story. Victor's and them were actually writing it out. Dag.
I like it.
Dag, that is good stuff, bro. That is good stuff. Definitely. You know. So what else did you get, Brian?
Well, we talked about father and son, right? I'm just saying, though everyone else seems more important, what if they're mirroring Boyd and Ellis? What if Boyd makes a turn? Something happens, makes Boyd turn evil. And it mirrors what happened with the man in yellow.
The man in yellow. It would make sense because we always said that people in there are there for a reason. Not everybody's reincarnated. Everybody has a role. So what if Boyd's role is the man in yellow's role, right? And Boyd ends up turning evil. Ooh, I don't want Boyd to go bad. But to be honest with you, to see Harold play a bad guy, that would probably be fire.
You don't want it, but the most important person, the most popular person, the best acting person being the evil one, because really the villain is the most important person in the entire story, always. In every story, if you have a bad villain, you have a bad story. You have a great villain, you have a great story. So if Harold or Boyd, in this case, it turns into the villain, the story gets really good. And it also explains why the monsters would not kill him. They wanted to see him get to the end.
Yeah, that would be fucking tight, bro. And PM said, we are right. You better give me credit for my contributions. Ha ha ha. We figured out from. Oh, I'll definitely give you credit.
We will take this, we will cut this part, and we'll put it everywhere.
100%. Just like if Ethan, and I'll say it this time because I know last week I didn't say it, Nagisha.
Nagisha's like, you better say it's my theory.
Yes, because if Ethan does come out of there, right? If he does come out of it at the end of the series and he's alone, everybody's dead, then yes, that was Nikisha's theory. And yes, you were absolutely correct. I just messed with that theory because it makes a lot of sense for the show. Like I went a little bit further and I said, maybe we're not actually seeing the result. Like we're not going to see an end, but we're seeing what happens in every reincarnation, right? So this is just one reincarnation that we're watching, and it's going to end exactly how Victor's story started. So yes, I agree. That again, it look the ear. Yes, that was your.
I'm listening. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. So yeah, I will definitely give you guys credit for your theories, 100%. You know, because we're not doing this alone. This is a family thing. You know what I mean? Family.
Exactly.
This is what we doing over here. We've been doing this since season 3 dropped. We're going to do it in season 4. We're going to continue to do it until this series is over, right? So it's a family thing.
And don't let any of y'all be right. I'm telling you, I'm going to put it everywhere. I will be posting it everywhere on Threads, on whatever house, whatever the new thing is. I'll be posting it everywhere.
100%. And hey, man, if like I said, you guys have theories, you want to come on and talk about it, just let me know. We'll send you the link. 100%. You know, Nikisha would have still been here, but she was having issues with her thing. And you know what? I just gotta say it. You know, it hasn't come yet. We've been an hour in, and I didn't say it, but we're looking at Sarah right now, and Sarah is the GOAT. All right, Sarah did what she had to do. I am so sorry for Elgin that he had to get the blunt of Sarah's wrath, but Sarah is the GOAT. Shout out to Sarah, boy. Not only is Sarah the GOAT, right? When you watch this episode, you see how of a GOAT she is, because Boyd wanted to give up.
Yep, she saved Boyd and encouraged him to keep it going, keep on pushing through. The new thing is Blue Sky, yeah. So I'm actually working with Tank about trying to get figure out Blue Sky too. I'm old, so I don't know all this stuff, but I know what it is, and then we're going to work on it.
What's Blue Sky?
It's a new social media.
Platform. Oh, the new app. Yeah, the new app.
Like Blue Sky, just like Threads and all that stuff. So yeah,
it's supposed to be like a better version of X.
Definitely. Yeah, because everyone's going away, trying to get away from that because of Elon.
She said, "Oh, thank you. You know, Sarah's my girl." Oh, 100%. Sarah said, Sarah's the GOAT, man. I can't mess with Sarah. You know what I mean? I hope she gets out. I really do. I hope she gets out.
No, there's no way she gets out. She's going to stay. She's going to sacrifice herself. She might even sacrifice herself for Elgin because she took his eye. Like, she might do that. That's who Sarah is. She's like, I don't deserve to get out, but you do, and she pushes him out. Like,
I can tell you, the day Sarah dies, Nikisha is going to dance for joy, boy,
and we're going to have a funeral.
Facts. I just hope Elgin bites the bullet first. You know what I mean?
I think Sarah saves Elgin. She does that, but that's everything that she's done bad. She's always going back and try to fix it and be redemption arc, have a redemption arc for it. I think she does it again.
Absolutely, 100%. I do, and I think that she's not gonna make it out there. Too much stuff, blood on her hands. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no way she makes it out there. But I think she may make it out there sacrificing herself. She may even feel sorry for what she did to Elgin, which I think that's probably where it's going to go to next. You know what I mean? And she's probably going to, I think Elgin is probably going to feel guilty for what he did. And Sarah's going to be the one to help him through it. Like she kind of helped Victor through the stuff that he was going through. You know?
She'll give Elgin his first eye patch.
Maybe she'll give him a transplant. You can have my eye when I die. You know what I mean? I want to come to the Paradise stream. I talked about it my last review, but there's so much religious undertones that I can fully grasp. I think y'all will. I need someone to help flesh it out. Yeah, we definitely, it's going to be Sunday. I'm not 100% sure about the time yet because I know Danny has a stream at 8. So I want to be able to do it to where he can
be there. So maybe like 6.
Yeah. If not, then I'll do it. And then if he does, because I got to make sure everybody can, the time is right for everybody, right? So if that's the case, then I'll do it. He can leave and then come back if he wants to. We'll see how it goes. But it's definitely going to be Sunday. We're definitely going to be talking about that on Sunday. So make sure to check that out because Ooh, that show is tight. That show is tight.
So good.
Yeah. So yeah. So he gets the spider bites. They do their little. I don't think I've seen anything really much in this situation, except for here. I believe he was telling him a story. Let me see if.
After Victor's doing his part, and we have to do our part.
Right. So he's talking about doing parts of the story again. So that's why I think Ethan has a lot to do with what's going on, right? Because he knows people have certain things that they have to do in the story. And I think Ethan next season is going to explain that to Julie. Your part is to go back and see what you can do. Maybe not change it, but so
fulfill your destiny, the things you're supposed to do.
Yes.
My job's to stay here and stable mom.
Yes. And then I gotta say it because Lost, there's an episode called Whatever Happens, Happens, right? And they went back in time thinking that they could change what happened, but what they really did was cause what happened to happen. You know what I mean? So I think that's the same kind of concept here, to where it's like she can't go back and change what happened, but she can go back and make sure things go in a certain way. You know
go
what
back
I mean?
And do her exact thing, like do her part, exactly what she's supposed to be doing, to make sure it goes exactly the same way for the timeline, because she does, eventually they get out.
Absolutely. Said, I remember that episode of Lost. Absolutely. And even in that episode, someone mentioned to them, well, what if what we're doing is the actual cause of what happened? You know what I mean? So that's exactly why I think that, again, that's why this show, to me, I can look at Lost and be like, oh, I could see they may be going in this direction. They may have a little twist to it or made it a little bit different, but I feel like the direction that they're going in is that type of direction. You know what I mean? So
what if I told you something else we will should have noticed, that the storm that got manifested started over there where Boyd and Sarah are, right?
Yeah.
So the middle of all the stuff where everyone controls is over there. That is where everyone needs to be, because that's where all the people, all the power is, and they're sending it out into Fromville.
100%. There's definitely, I believe. Okay, so it's like maybe not so much of a control center, but there's a certain spot where the evil is the strongest, and it's out there in those woods, right? And whatever is doing, because there is a picture, and I think we discussed it before in one of the intros, there is a picture of an eye that looks like it's looking through a peephole, right?
Yep.
So that means that whatever it is has been watching them and is watching them, maybe from a distance, right? Not a peephole, but from a distance. So I agree with you. I believe that the power of the evil is further out, right? And it's coming into Fromville. And Nakisha said, what will be, K said, exactly.
Almost, it says K, Sarah.
Facts.
Hey, what? Sarah? You got it.
The evil is strongest wherever Sarah's ass is. Well,
good. Let your hate come through.
I actually think Elgin took over that spot. You know what I mean? That's where all the evil went, because Sarah said, fuck that. I'm not doing it anymore. And then it went and found the black man and manipulated the black man into trying to hurt another black woman. You should be upset at him trying to hurt another black woman like he did. You know what I mean?
Look, all I know is it was so funny. The scariest part about Sarah is that when she talked to Elgin, she was very nice, very calm.
Facts.
No worries.
Facts.
And I know you won't say anything.
Facts.
It's okay. I don't need you to.
Facts. You'll be fine.
Eventually you will.
Don't worry.
What? If a woman talks to you like that, run. So, at that time, I no longer blame Sarah. You should have known better. You should have run.
Facts. She said, Boyd is a good man, and this town takes people's souls, and I am not gonna let it take his soul. Just the look in her eyes, I would have been like, she's at the shed. All right, this is where she is. So if you want to go find her,
Let me
you
draw
need to
you a
hurry up
map.
and
I will
get
take
over
you there right now, whatever you want to do.
Facts. Fatima isn't black. Not that her ethnic race matters. Well, I mean, she looked like she got black in her. You know what I mean?
She definitely did.
And yeah, that's what I was about to say. And even if she don't have black in her, she has black in her. You know what I mean? So she's definitely invited to the cookout. 100%. 100%. What's up, Hangman Fletcher?
What's up,
How you
Fletch?
doing, brother? How you doing? Man, we were cooking at the beginning of this show, brother. We were coming up with a lot of things. Nikisha was giving us some thoughts. PM was giving us some shit. Like, we were cooking, man. I don't know if we figured from out, but it definitely feels like we figured some stuff out tonight.
I think we have something close. I think we're going to find out a lot of this stuff is close. It's really good.
I agree. You know what I mean? I just hope that one day that the producers ain't like, hey, let me watch these guys. What is this? And they're like, oh, shit. Okay, we're gonna have to change that. You know what I mean?
If you do, just come on. If you want to change something because we said something, go ahead, just come on the stream and talk to us.
Facts, 100%. You know, bring Harold with you and all of that. You know, so definitely.
He was in Chicago. I just missed him. I was like, man.
Oh, did you?
Was promoting his bourbon. I was like, man,
too
close.
I see his pictures and over there and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So another thing is Jade tells her this story and he says, don't worry. They come with us when we leave. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that to me kind of, because if we talked about the souls, that means that whatever they end up doing, if they finish it the way they're supposed to finish it, like if this is the end of the story, or
all the souls will be released.
All the souls will be released. And when they get out, the souls will be able to go with them. Now, will that be able to kill the man in yellow? I don't think that they're going to kill him. I don't think he's going to die. But I think whatever they do, if they finish out the story and it's not just like, you know, we're seeing what happening, I think that he's just going to be trapped there again, right?
What if it's not about the man in yellow? What if it's not about killing him, but just making him more righteous?
Turning him back
into good. Exactly.
Ooh, that would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting. But
he's too powerful to beat, but you could turn him back into a good person.
And then if you keep him alive, who's to say that they won't manipulate more people to come there and get him out again? You know what I mean? Could be definitely. That line from Jade might be foreshadowing something indeed. I agree. I think a lot of the lines in this show that we maybe think are just throwaway lines, they're not.
It's exactly what he's going to tell Tabitha. It's exactly word for word what he's going to tell Tabitha.
100%.
And I can't leave. I'm not leaving Jim. And he's going to say, don't worry. When we leave, we take them with us.
Mm-hmm. Because we always said that, you know, each time there's a reincarnation, I believe they get further and further into it. That's why I'm kind of on the Keisha side where I don't think this is going to be the end. I think this is just going to be the one that we've seen where they get the furthest. And then we'll assume that the next reincarnation is how it ends. Like we may learn how to kill or get out, you know what I mean? And then we'll see it start off with, you know, Ethan coming out and a new bunch of people coming to the town or whatever, or something like that. So that would make a lot of sense if it ended like that, right? But if it does end with a definitive end, then I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you. You would have to either kill him or turn him into a good guy, because if you keep that evil there, who's to say that it won't get, you know, loose again?
But once again, it's not like that he created the problem. He didn't create the place. He's just making it into an evil place instead of a learning place where people learn a better way of doing things. You can see a lot of people learning the better ways of doing things through this place, but he's killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe now
Absolutely.
he traps them and teaches them lessons and then lets them go.
Makes sense. 100%. MGM Plus dropped a new show. Y'all seen it? Nine Bodies in a Mexican Morgue? No, never seen it. But if you guys are recommending it, it's good.
I just saw it on the MGM Plus app.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll check it out after all the rest of these shows are over.
Yeah, because we got 3 more episodes of Severance. Daredevil is just starting, so maybe I can fit it in.
You don't like Invincible, but it's great. I'm glad Paradise is going to be in it because I watched that.
Wait, who doesn't like Invincible?
You don't like Invincible? Yeah,
I fucking love Invincible.
But that's also here, yo. Even though we only got 2 or 3 more episodes.
Oh, I love Invincible. Invincible is fire, bro. That show is lit. I think the last episode was
filler.
Yeah,
I called it. They were like, "Don't call it filler." I was like, "I don't care what you say. It's still filler."
Severance been cooking. Yeah, we do a review on it on Spoiler King's channel every Saturday night, so you might want to check it out, Hangman. Their channel's in the description box over there.
And we've been cooking there, man.
100%. And Nikisha's doing videos on it too as well, so you might want to check that out too as well. So yeah, absolutely.
The macro data refinement orientation booklet.
You see, I ain't that obsessed with it to where I ain't buying these books and reading all these books about it. I ain't
all the little side stories. Yeah, I'm checking all of it out.
You know what I mean? So definitely. But so we get to, of course, now this storm definitely, and I think we've said it even when we first watched the episode, that storm was specifically there to destroy that tower, right?
Yep.
Now the question we have to ask, yes, yes, why? Maybe it's because they can communicate outside, because that's the only reason why I would see them wanting to destroy that tower, right?
They can bring people there, draw people towards this place, and maybe those people can destroy this place. Yeah, there has to be a way to communicate.
100%. Because if that was just the tower that they put up there to where it's static or no one can get to it, then I don't see why that storm needed to come in and destroy everything. And not only did it come in and destroy everything, they made a purpose to get Jim away from there, right? Tell him about his wife before he could even try any other channels. You know what I mean? So, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Always, always, always. Actually, I haven't seen anything recently, but PM also has a channel too. Are you still doing some stuff over there, PM? And if you ever want to come and talk about, yeah, she was doing from absolutely
doing a lot. Yeah, I saw that. Anytime you want, definitely come and talk, and we could talk about these seasons and go through all these episodes because we reviewing them all. I can't wait to talk about next week to get to season 2. That's going to be so epic.
100%, and hopefully we can keep you guys entertained until season 3 comes along. Season 4. Season 4. My bad. Season 4. Yeah, till season 4 comes along. That's what we're doing here because I think this show is great. To me, it's my favorite show out of all of them so far. Still my favorite show. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because I think so. I was kind of trying to figure out. So to me, Severance is more about the mystery of the shit and what's happening. And I think From is more about the characters and the mystery is second. You know what I mean? It's more about how these characters deal with the situation. Now, Severance is the same kind of thing, but I think they put more emphasis on the actual mystery of what's going on to where From.
It's also the fear.
Right.
From has the fear factor to it, and that really helps.
Right, I agree. And to me, I think From, like I said, even though we want to know what the town is and what's going on, I think that's secondary to the characters, right, of how they're reacting to things. And I think with Severance, it's more about the characters being in a mystery and figuring it out. You know what I mean? So, and
they're bringing From we're the detectives. Severance, they're the detectives, and we're watching.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%. You know what I mean? So I think you get a little bit more character development in From than you actually do in Severance. Severance gives a lot. but I just think you get more of it in From. So
we don't know yet because we don't know nothing about the characters yet. So we're totally confused.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We're still like trying to figure out what's going on. At least in this one, we get a sense of what the characters are really like. Like in Severance, the last episode, we got some of that. You've seen that, you know, Mark was happy before, and then he's, you know, and we know why it happened. But I think with From, it's like they dwell on, and the producers even said it. It's like more about the characters and how they react to the horrors of From rather than them, you know what I mean? So that's why. Said, I love Severance because it feels so far-fetched yet realistic at the same time. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
you know
it
what I
also
mean?
Costs $18 million an episode to make.
Right. But you see, that's another reason why I love Paradise so much, is because Paradise, when I see that, I'm like, and then I'm watching what's going on in the real world.
Too realistic. That's the problem with Paradise. It's too realistic.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? And
makes me want to go dig a hole in the mountain right now too, and leave everybody else around behind.
100%. You know what I mean? Like go rob Elon Musk and take over his underground bunker, because we all know he has one. Because boy, the things that's going on in this world, we're definitely going to be talking about that on the OOC on Wednesday. So make sure to check it out, because oh my God, we got so much to talk about. We have so much to talk about, you know. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm sitting here and this is where Sarah's like, no, we're doing this, boy.
Yep.
You know, how can you not love Sarah? You know what I mean? How can you not? You know what I mean? How can she not be your girl? Sarah's the badass of the show.
It's because she tried to kill the kids. Yeah, that's why.
You know what's funny though? Because I forgot that she actually seen the boy in white, right? I remember we talked about it a few episodes.
He's the one that told her the tree. He pointed to the tree.
Yes. So earlier when we talked about Sarah getting that, you know, message, kill the boy, right? Kill the boy. And I always said, I think it's the boy in white. Then it's like, well, she never seen the boy in white. Now she's seen the boy in white. So maybe she's seen him before, they didn't show it, or maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe the man in yellow was a little bit early, because if he's a story walker, like you said, it's possible that he was a little bit early, thinking that she had already seen the boy in white.
You also could say kill all the boys. The boy in white, Victor, who was a little boy before, you know, Ethan. So all the boys, all the little boys that were there, kill them all.
Definitely a possibility as well, too. You know what I mean? Kill all the boys. You know, it doesn't matter. Kill the boys. So she don't know which boy. So Ethan first, then Victor, and then maybe the boy in white. Right. Because I do think that they are going to find a way, maybe a weapon, just like Boyd found the talisman. Maybe there's some sort of weapon that can kill the boy in white and the man in yellow. You know what I mean?
And that's the only thing that keeps the man in yellow at bay.
At bay is that weapon, right? And maybe Sarah's the one that finds it during her story walking. Julie, not Sarah. Julie, yeah.
If Sarah can story walk, everyone dies. Everybody dies.
Facts. You know, so I'm definitely down. I'm very interested in the things that we've definitely come up with. Did you find anything else? You have anything else?
Go through the rewind like 2 minutes in this thing. I want to see.
Yeah.
There's something that I saw I wanted to talk about.
Sure. How far back?
Let's start. So where the hell was Victor for all the time? So it was days, right? It was days where they had no idea what Victor was.
Yes.
So was he in his trailer or was he down there with those monsters?
You know what? That's a good question, because the boy in white said he would be there, and he said he stayed there and waited for her.
Stayed there and waited. So he was down there with the monsters all that time?
Facts.
Oh, do they not attack Victor? Did they take care of Victor? Do they see him as the children that they lost? What is going on with that?
I never thought about that, which would make sense to why she said that in the last episode, the next time you come down here, we're probably going to make you stay.
Mm-hmm.
Or
That means he's been down there multiple times.
Yes.
And the fact that he wasn't afraid of them.
Yes. Yes. And this is another time he's been down there. So is Victor another one of those people like Boyd where they're not killing him?
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then what is Victor's importance? Why are they not?
What is his role? Exactly.
What is his real role? Oh, that's, you know what? Now that you brought that up, because even when I watched the episode, I didn't think about that. But now that you mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, this guy was down there for a minute. Let me see if I could just bring up. I'm not going to play it because they'll copyright it. They'll probably copyright it anyways, but
he's just sitting there with a flashlight.
The boy in white. He said you would come, that I should wait. Right. So there you go. Said that I should wait. So Victor has been waiting down there since the freaking the colony house thing.
Yep. Yep. So since he pushed Julie through the tree, he's been down there.
Absolutely. Said Victor was supposed to die the first season. Not sure how relevant that is. No, I agree with you. Yeah, that was what they planned to do with him. So I think they actually figured a way to make him, like, we're not going to kill him, and they figured a way to make him very important to the story. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Elon Musk has an underground bunker? Oh, for sure.
Come on, man. You think that they came up with this idea of being a bunker in a mountain on their own?
For sure.
Someone knows something about that. Come on.
100%. And you know, if he has one, it's decked out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 100. But I agree with you. I'm right there with you on this one, Brian. I'm right there with you on this one. Victor, maybe he's
he feels to me like he's a familiar. He feels to me like he's a familiar.
Yeah. Ooh, if we find out that Victor is somehow connected or working, I don't want to say working.
People are like, how would you do that? How could you, Victor?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, after everyone left me and everyone died and left me, they're the only ones. These are my friends. They're the only ones that took care of me and showed me the way.
Yeah.
And that's his excuse for all of it. And we found every bad thing that happened is because Victor set it up.
Ooh. What if Victor survived to take the man in yellow's place if he dies?
It could be. I could see that.
Ooh.
Another father and son, right?
Yeah.
Victor and Henry.
Ooh, yeah. And then Ethan is there to put the things in motion. Yeah, to put the things in motion again, to where if Victor dies in the next reincarnation, then it's Ethan that takes over that spot. Oh my God. Oh, that would be very interesting. Elon
That's
probably
always the best thing, you know.
Facts.
When you have an evil person, you want that evil person, you know, to really be truly evil.
Facts, 100%. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Elon probably has a network of underground bunkers, a deep sea ocean bunker, a Mars bunker, and more. Facts, 100%. All the billionaires have planned for the end decades ago, if not longer than that. The Simpsons has forewarned us all many times.
Well, guys, that's exactly what Silo's about.
Yeah.
The next book, all about it.
Yeah, and all these shows that are coming up about it now, you know what I mean?
You want to know what Shift is about? You want to know what this one's about? It's exactly that.
I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again before we close up here. Americans are dumb. You guys are stupid. Americans are idiots. Dumb.
Look, when it's nothing else to do but read, that's why you guys have a higher reading. It's too cold. You might as well read. You can't just sit there and do nothing else. It's too cold. You got to read, you know. So
I'm just kidding. I love my American friends. There's just a few
No,
of
I
them
mean
that
we,
I
we,
can
we didn't say
say.
you're wrong. No, we didn't say you're wrong.
I know I'm gonna get backlash from somebody for saying that, but it is what it is. No, I'm just playing it. Anything else, Brian?
No, I mean this is a really interesting episode. I think it's set up. I think it's gonna be more important the more we put this season finale, season 2 finale, season 3 finale together and we watch them in order. I think we'll see even more.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And I think with season 2, I kind of remembers a lot of things, but I think maybe it's the little details, right? Because I remember the episodes, but there's little details that I probably missed. So when we go back, we'll probably find even more, maybe to either, you know, like oh, this with what we thought, you know, to agree with what we said, or maybe to be like, oh, that was wrong, you know. So definitely, Canadians are smarter. How so? I'll tell you another time. Backlash from me. Why hate on Americans, but only talk about American topics? So, because what we
technically,
do,
I'm just going. Well, I will say this though, Nikisha, just all these shows that we're talking about are all filmed in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's because our dollar is cheaper, and you guys get a lot of tax breaks from filming over here. You know,
that's because you have lots of area that's inhabitable. So
that is not fucking true. That is not true. That is not true. That is not
3/4 of Canada doesn't have any population.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Yes, we have. He said, "Oh, next OOC will be interesting now that I know that's one of the topics." Oh no, that's the whole topic. That is going to be the whole topic. The tariffs, the Zelensky stuff.
It's on its way. It's on its
all
way.
of that stuff. Yeah, they started it today. 100%.
Yep.
Watch the pilot and then the last episodes.
Ooh.
And then the last episodes.
Watch the pilot and then watch it. And I bet you that first episode and the last episode shows a lot. Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Film in Canada save money. It's still not fun to listen to your channel to be insulted for no reason. Well, I mean, if you're taking it as an insult, that I'm sorry, but
I'm in Chicago and there's a reason to insult us.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not insulting you personally, because I don't think you're a dumb American, but
I will go ahead, just for Nikisha, go ahead and pull this up.
Yeah.
Right here, guys. See this? All this part of Canada is inhabitable.
Wait, hold on.
This is all the population density of Canada. This is it, right? That's it.
No. You see, hold on. You see those little dots there? Those are where people live. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right?
There's only like 2 and 3 in all the rest of that gray area where no one is too cold to live there.
So we're not going to be listening to this American propaganda, okay? See, this is the problem. The Americans like to make shit up. We're not going to be doing that, all right? We're not.
I didn't make that. That's a Canadian website.
It probably had it probably has a .com at the end of it. I know. Yeah. It's not a .ca. It's not a .ca. It's a .com. We know that. Fake news. Are you in the city of Chicago? I'm in the northwest suburbs.
I live in the southwest suburbs.
And I live in Canada.
Right by Naperville.
And I live in Canada, Montreal, baby, all day, every day. That's how we do it over here, you know. Le Quebecois, le Français, and all of that. Yes, that's it. That is me. But yeah, so
no, I'm excited about the fact that we finished season 1 and we have a lot of information about season 1 that really goes to all the seasons and the entire story. I think season 1's about the big picture of the story, and then we get into details of season 2 and season 3. So, absolutely. But this was important that we talked about season 1 because that's the foundation of the entire house.
I agree 100%. And season 1 is where we get all the hints and the little things of the story. And I believe that season 2 now is starting to put pieces of the puzzle together. You know what I mean? He said, in defense of Canada, only reason why parts are inhabitable is extreme rather conditions. Weather conditions. Yeah, weather conditions.
That's exactly. But you say you're smarter, and then you say, why do I live in a place when the wind hurts my face?
So first off, me personally, I couldn't imagine Christmas without snow and stuff like that. I know Danny's out there in South Carolina and he freaks out when I show. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Christmas and winter, December.
We're talking about winter. Anzo, you can't have Valentine's Day without snow.
No. Hold on. You are correct. But hold on. So
without snow.
So for some of you guys that don't get snow, I'm just gonna say there is nothing better to when you're a little kid and you outside in the snow playing and you sliding down a hill and you having snowball fights and shit. You know what I mean? All of that is great. You don't feel the cold then because you young, you running around, you bringing up that body.
And negative 20 degrees, you feel you feel the cold.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you that when I was growing up, it's a lot colder than it is now. Global warming is real, guys.
It's real,
right? But when I was growing up, it was a lot colder, and we would be outside chilling. We would be outside at the hill, tobogganing, sliding down, snowball fights, and everything. You know what I mean? So you don't really feel it when you're outside in there. Now is my age. Now I feel it.
Don't get me wrong, I feel you. I'm in Chicago. We get lots of snow and it's cold and it's, lake effect and all that. I feel you, but it's not negative 50 degrees 4 months of the year.
Okay, so first off, it only goes to minus 40. All right, minus 40 is the max. There's not minus 50. Right, so minus 40 in degrees is the same as minus 40 in Fahrenheit. It's the same. It doesn't go any higher than that. So let's not talk about this minus 50 crap. All right, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here.
To be fair, I love Canada, and I think it's one of the best places in the world. So I'm just mess with them.
Yeah. And I don't hate Americans, you know what I mean? I'm not. It's just fun. You know
we do have some things to hate about us, but it's okay. We are good.
And your politics is like watching a fucking TV show.
That's why I know.
Yeah, that's why I know more about American politics than I do Canadian politics. You know what I mean? But I will say that I am proud to call myself a Canadian at this point because we are fighting back with the tariffs and all of that stuff. So absolutely 100%. So we go to minus 30 with the wind chill. Yeah, so do we.
We do. But it only lasts maybe like a month. We don't go minus 30 for multiple weeks, like multiple months. No,
neither do we.
Yeah,
not anymore. Not anymore. No, we don't.
Okay, you're right. It'll be minus from minus 10 to minus 30 for at least 2.5, 3 months.
No. So the coldest day we had here was minus 27, I believe. And with the chill factor, it did go up to minus 30. That was a day. That was just one day. And then the rest of it was cold weather, but it hasn't been like this year, winter and last year's were like pieces of cake to go through, to be honest with you. Except we just had that one big snowstorm. But when it comes to the cold weather, it's been a piece of cake. Like I've had so much worse. You know what I mean? So much worse.
I believe you.
But with that being said, guys, we are about to close it out. We are going over to the watch party. So Daredevil watch party will be starting in a few minutes. So if you want to check it out, you can watch it with us. Make sure to check out the show. And he said, when the end comes, it won't matter what country you're in. All that will matter is what kind of life you live, what kind of human you are. There's so much to divide people. I prefer unity. Well, I mean, so do I. You are correct with that, 100%.
I almost wish when you said that, I was going to have a Canadian flag and an American flag and go like this. I love all of us. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to divide us, but more things that keep us together that are similar for everyone, and that's a great thing. And you can make fun and everything, but at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all here. We all love the same things. We all love the same way, and that's important. And this is why we're talking about the show and enjoying the stream.
Absolutely, 100. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna start something I can't do right now. Don't do that, Asia. Don't do that. I'm not. I gotta go over to watch the Daredevil watch party. We're not gonna. You see this little freaking emoji. I don't know how you found it, but this little emoji needs to be burned. Okay, we need to take this little emoji and never have it again, ever. But exactly, at the end of the day, we're all humans and we should all get along 100%. Absolutely. Doesn't matter what color you are, who you sleep with, what you do. All that matters is the type of person that you are inside. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Doesn't, and nothing else it matters. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
At 1/3 of Spoiler Kings, we go live on Mondays and Thursdays. We're doing our Severance breakdown. I cannot wait to talk about this. I cannot wait for tonight when we get to watch Daredevil. This is great.
Said I'm a pacifist if the emoji found me. Well, burn it. All right, burn it. We're not doing no Star Trek emojis here in my stream. That's not happening. We're not doing that. I'm just playing with you. There are some Star Treks I like, and there's some I don't like. I just like I like trashing Americans, I like trashing Star Trek. You know, it's all in fun. With that being said, guys, thank you very much. Make sure to tune in. We will be doing the watch party, 2 episodes tonight of Daredevil. God, I hope it's good. With that being said, peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one.
Everyone in this town has been exactly where you are right now. There are things you need to know about where you are. This is gonna be the worst night of your life. Do you believe in monsters?